Thanks to Delete Me for sponsoring this video, more on that later. Classic Jurassic franchise expectation subversion. We all thought it was a dinosaur, don't lie. Hey, you got too many arms, my friend. Oh my gosh, 2 heads. And I know that some people don't love the mutant dinos, but to be fair, Jurassic World has been about mutants and hybrids from day one. The Locusts and Dominion, the Indoraptor and Fallen Kingdom, and don't forget that the Indominus had active camo, and it was awesome. Ah, the lesser-known Hexceratops. I got used to it fast.
3, 2, 1.
Love the synchronized unlock sequence, and I hope we all learned a valuable lesson about littering today. To be fair, in case this whole sequence feels implausible to you, the dude is on edge. He clearly doesn't like wearing the suit or going in the D-Rex space.
Alright, let's get this over with.
He's not thinking clearly, thus accidents happen. And as fun as the countdown was, what it sets up is pure, undiluted Jurassic terror.
Please open the door for me!
Top-notch begging, and also the first in a series of if I don't look at it, it can't get me decisions, and yeah, sadly that's usually my go-to move. Poor guy didn't know he was in the opening of a Jurassic film. Somebody's gotta die, it's just the rule at this point. What are we, erasing the JP and JW history? Dang, that T-Rex and Sonny's with a soda would have pulled me right to the park. Ha, fun callback. The graffiti is making me feel icky now. They're still living creatures, you monsters! But we are in Dumbo here, not to be confused with Dosa Tripla.
Miss Bennett, I presume?
Hello.
George Wickham sure does love the Bennett ladies.
I'm gonna need a number.
10? 6 zeros?
Including the one that's in the 10?
No.
It's crazy how much money $10 million is, but even funnier that Scarcho made $15 to $20 million for this movie. The win is for the fun banter.
He doesn't know it yet, but
We're bringing a civilian.
Incredible edit. They basically figured out a way to actually put a bum 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 in the film, but have it both for effect and be diegetic. I'm just gonna assume that's the Ceratops that ended the Indoraptor's reign of terror.
Why the biggest?
Where's their hearts? The bigger they were, the bigger their coronary muscles.
If there's anything I've learned from my physician assistant wife, it's that medicine is often not as logical as you might guess, and it's really hard to intuit with just general lay knowledge and no training. But as a thicky thick dum-dum, I don't even remotely question this explanation.
a drug that could prevent heart disease would be the biggest medical breakthrough in centuries.
I'm sure it'd be worth billions, right?
Trillions.
Figuring how much she and Kincaid should squeeze him for later. Clever girl. Whatever this cell animation movie is, I want to watch it. And that's a Titanosaurus in what looks almost exactly like the valley they find them in.
I can guarantee your safety, more or less.
Oh, no, it's not about my safety. It's more or less.
Yeah.
This moment is a perfect example how editing can make a scene work or not work. In the trailer, it's chopped up enough that it feels real corny. But here, in the scene, it actually lands because of the pacing and time given to facial reactions.
What you're proposing is really illegal.
Did you tell him about the zeros?
That's not gonna work.
What are you talking about?
That's a little philanthropy shadowing there. Krebs already knows what will motivate his team.
We sold 12 tickets all last week. 5 years ago, you'd have to wait in line for hours. Nobody cares about these animals anymore.
I don't believe that. Dinos have been dead forever, IRL, as far as humans are concerned, and I wouldn't pass up a trip to the American Museum of Natural History if you asked me right now. Dinos will always be cool. Wintergreen is the best Altoid flavor, and while he's chewing it, I'd just like to say that it's a bummer that Peter Quinn turns out to be an attempted child-murdering pile of poop, because even this brief moment of silence while everyone still likes each other is really enjoyable. Although I should have seen it coming, because he's given some real OG Dodgson vibes. This theme never won't make me ready for adventure. John Williams is the GOAT. You're probably thinking, the Beatles, some kind of late 60s British invasion band? And you'd be forgiven for your silly assumption, but Primal Scream wrote this banger in '91. The Lost World, 1933. Wait, no. King Kong, 1960? Nope, 1966, 1 million years BC.
I would love to as a favor for you, Z.
Oh, no, we ran it already.
Cool.
Honesty. Love that the lines are pretty much the same.
I'd like to, just as a favor to Zora, but I can't.
Did you see how much Kincaid's paying us for this one?
Oh, yeah.
We're in trouble.
Correct.
There's a complex there that was R&D for the original park.
In this case, R&D stands for ruining DNA. But by the end of the movie, it'll be raw death.
It was abandoned after an accident.
Technically true, but Zora and Kincaid are pros. They know this jabroni's intentionally leaving out details. I can't actually think of any real-world uses for me, but goodness gracious, do I want one.
It's just a simple training mission in Yemen. Couldn't have been more basic. Just a car bomb.
Quick, at least.
Not really.
Heart-wrenching with such minimal dialogue. We know everything about the tragedy without hearing any of the gory details.
You know what I actually missed? My own mother's funeral. Please tell me you worked it out with Amelia.
Whenever we looked at each other, we just saw our little boy.
Goodness, this is a sad conversation, but credit to the writing because it never feels like exposition. I fully believe these two are catching up organically, and I never feel like I'm being told anything. Helps that Mahershala and Scarlett are heavyweight actors.
Do something that matters while there's still time.
Hey, she will. Can't beat a little vampire weekend for your sailing trip.
Rationing those, honey?
I'm enjoying them.
Fair, that's fair.
That's why you have so many in your pocket?
So he doesn't eat them.
The ominous he.
You've got the wheel?
I am so tired.
At first, the Xavier-Teresa dad dynamic feels way off, right? Teresa isn't a rebellious teen, she's an 18-year-old who agreed to go on a transoceanic sailing trip with her dad and is even taking over the responsibility of passing on her dad's nautical knowledge to her sister. So why would she be with this performative dirtbag? More on that later.
We only carry 50 meters of anchor chain. It's 2,000 meters to the bottom.
Kind of sounds like somebody should have thought about that before we left.
Because at that age, I could not imagine speaking to my girlfriend's dad like that. Also the fact that Teresa offers to pick up his slack and he doesn't even bat an eye.
I'd probably conk out at the wheel.
I'll take his shift. It's fine.
Nah, bro, nah. And he literally stole candy from a child, but is asking to be Dino Chum.
You don't see the side of him that I see.
The naked side.
Got him.
Dolphins?
No. No fins. Sails.
Like sharks, but way worse.
Is it the you-know-what?
No, hon, it's not a you-know-what. Barely any left.
I hate those things.
That look. But yeah, sometimes it's best to just straight up lie to the youngins. In this case, the potential truth helps no one. Okay, so I mean this wholeheartedly. If mosasaurs were around, even in small numbers, not only would I not get in a small sailboat to sail around the world, I would never get in the ocean again. This is effectively terrifying, despite knowing the entire family probably won't die right now. But the presumed slime ball? Not safe. Lots of tension because Xavier is fair game. But he makes it, not because he's a fast swimmer, but because the Mosasaurus has other plans. Also, I enjoy the simple explanation for why this Mosasaurus is more paleontologically accurate and smaller than the Jurassic World one. Masrani would have seen it and said, nah, more teeth, bigger, and it's the ocean, make it dark blue. Aw, LeClaire and Nina seem like real sweeties, and we know nothing about them other than that they're clearly future dino poop.
I can't sleep.
They say if you can sleep the night before, you should probably quit.
I really like that. I definitely remember lying awake the night before I started my new job, placing those cultivar number stickers on apples. You know what happens if someone bites into what they think is a Honeycrisp and they get a mouthful of Red Delicious? Riots in the streets.
Good night, Doctor.
Good night.
These two are surprisingly cute. Chemistry win.
Charlie, je vais faire pipi, okay?
I know some French anyway, but I did not need a translation for pee-pee.
That's 28 miles, you know, in the opposite direction.
Bobby, what do you want to leave them? Come on.
I'm saying this guy has a working radio and, you know, he can transmit his location.
Obviously, they should save the family, but plot-wise, had they not, everyone actually might still be alive.
You should have known better.
There are 50,000 boats on this ocean right now. One was attacked by a mosasaur. What are the odds?
Yeah, still not getting in the ocean. Or like, even a river, you never know. Pools have always seemed sketchy to me anyway.
That guy?
Hey, excuse me.
Creeped me out. What'd I do? You creeped me out.
Intuition.
So we already found it?
No. It found us.
Classic line reversal. It makes everything seem so menacing. And it's essentially the structure of a classic Yakov Smirnov in Soviet Russia joke.
I need you to secure me to the bow rail. Okay. Make it tight.
Like this?
Yeah.
Flirting? This annoyed me the first time because, come on, Spec Ops' human weapon has poor trigger discipline, but slowed down you can see she has great trigger discipline, and it was the proprietary Parker Genix dart gun that accidentally discharged. Wonderfully terrifying shot. Wouldn't be a Jurassic World movie without someone briefly being inside the jaws of a dino, or dino-adjacent creature. Ethical issues with, well, everything about this mission aside, Loomis's rocket makes this set piece work in an interesting way.
Science is for all of us, not some of us.
Looks that good and is down for the cause? I'm starting to see why he was People's Sexiest Man of the Year and can only assume Lord Anthony Bridgerton has nothing to do with that. Total expectation subversion for the first secondary character death. Usually tough guy combatants make it a little longer with someone like Nina or LeClaire going out first. On top of that, the speed of the Spinosaurus jumping on the boat shows us how underprepared this whole mission is. And then to have Isabella watch Ajax get pulled away to his death? Oof. He's gurgling as he's pulled under? Brutal. It's been a thing from literally the first Jurassic Park that the kids deal with the worst of the terror, but it never doesn't surprise me when little kids are this close to getting chomped. There is no better way to guarantee death by teeth than to leave a child in danger. Just ask Gennaro. Bro doesn't even hesitate for a second. Badass good guy. absolutely amazing. Love when a movie convinces you that you weren't paying attention. Pure nightmare material. And since everything from this island is something of a hybrid, the color shift is totally believable.
Crossbreeding of species. Engineered entertainments, they call them.
Genetically altered freaks?
Ideally, you don't try weird genetic shit at all.
Kincaid and Ian Malcolm would have been best buds.
When an old person buys a bed, do you think before they buy it, they look at it and they go, oh, wow, man, this is my deathbed? Because I'm thinking that right now.
Then we got it.
Truly an amazing little intrusive thought Xavier decided to spew out into the world. It's like a top-tier macabre shower thought.
What do you mean mutations?
Abnormalities, deviations.
I know what the word means. What does it mean here where we are?
Krebs is such a dork, and ScarJo's delivery here is perfect, relatable, and absolutely cracks me up.
Any that were malformed or just too damn hard for anybody to look at, they left them here.
Well, that's inhuman. Why not just euthanize them?
What would you do? Kill it and have to tell your bank, or just carry it forward under R&D?
This time R&D, of course, meaning resurrected dread.
You need this. I want the money. You want the money. Your company wants all the money.
I appreciate the distinction made.
Maybe he's just chill here, no? You don't smoke. You do smoke?
He's asking Bella? Really not beating the charges yet, X, my guy. But in terms of building the tension about his seemingly inevitable demise, aces. Nah.
I refuse to die in the jungle.
Thank goodness for that.
But with our huge cranial cavities, we're so smart, we already have the capacity to annihilate ourselves.
I'm sure someone somewhere just yelled, "Woke!" at that line, but regardless of political views, you cannot deny that humans created nukes, and nukes could annihilate us. An actually smart species would agree to delete those from the world.
Survival is a long shot.
Especially when you sit up to your waist in dark, unfamiliar water in a jungle you know to be filled with predators.
I'm too smart to die.
You are not, in fact, too smart to die. Hey, Jude and I built that cutie out of Lego.
You jumped in after her. Respect for that.
Whatever, guapo.
Hard to like, honey.
Yeah. Took me a minute too.
Ha! Honesty.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Like going that way, though.
Appropriate reaction.
You get some more sleep while I take it for a while.
I'm okay.
I know you're okay, but it's my watch.
Emotional growth, or really just letting his guard down to show who he truly is.
I don't even know why she wants to be with me.
Well, she sees who you are.
Thank God she doesn't.
Oof, felt that one.
Other people may talk shit about us, but we don't have to do the job for them. Otherwise, it becomes true.
Dang, definitely didn't think I'd be winning an absolute banger of a self-help life lesson in the newest mutant dinosaur blockbuster, but here we are. Dolores is obviously a wife win and a Jude win, just too cute to be ignored. I'll always want more raptors in my Jurassic movies, but this quick hunting scene is fantastic. Another blink and you'll miss it appearance from the shadows. And my gut tells me that the raptors are mostly staying away from all the chaos on the island because they're actually smart. Over a minute-long oneer with so much to like. When Xavier turns and spits, the raptors pause, making sure he's not turning. Then the violence of the Mutodon dropping on the raptor is so jarring. And of course it makes sense that the only thing that might be able to get the drop on a raptor is a raptor hybrid. Then Xavier getting sprayed with viscera is both gross and hilarious, and then finally the fact that he still needs to pee at the end and hasn't already peed himself. And our second case of someone sticking to the rule, if I don't see it, it won't shred me to pieces, and it works this time.
The titanosaur herd should be right across this valley.
Well, they're herbivores, right?
Yeah, but the things that hunt them aren't.
Yeah, you never go into the tall grass. Ah, that quick moment where you think it might be a raptor tail, but instead it's some Titanosauruses getting all lovey-dovey with each other.
You don't see that every day.
Correct. It's one of those dubious genus dinos, but still fun because it's like a cross between an Argentinosaurus with their size and a Diplodocus with that super long whippy tail. And I really love that they give us this moment of them taking some time out for the majesty of it all. His enthusiasm is so endearing, especially 7 films in.
One to go.
Yeah, but you just got tricked by this easy one because any sane person would be like, hey, we got 2, and we've already lost several people and most likely an entire family, so let's cut our losses and get home alive. Ultimately, we're thankful for the rule of cool.
Hey guys, I'm naming her Dolores.
A+, no notes. Well, that's adorable. Poor girl wasn't comfortable on the rocks, so Bella is helping her out. It's so realistic. They all see the people in front of them fall, but just can't help but move towards the exact same place, and then they all eat it. Very relatable. Saving the youngest one. Animals often sense things we don't or even can't detect, so pay attention to them before a mutation drops on your head. The damage to that Parasaurolophus leads us to believe its killer was big, but then little Nedry murderer pops up and you almost take a breath. But then he runs away and the fear is back. Straight up best thing that's ever happened in any Jurassic movie. T-Rex doing the dog thing, which is apparently called cockroaching. If we get a T-Rex splooting in the next one, my life will be complete. A napping T-Rex is pretty adorable, even if the minimal movement behind her ratchets up the tension. Man, what shoe has gotten better marketing than Chucks? So many teens wear them in movies and shows, and they do not quit. You know it's coming, and it's still such a scary beat when the T-Rex is gone. So close, the film really sells it. For a moment, we think they actually might be able to slip away. Somehow even more petrifying than when it's on land. I do sometimes wonder if this movie was originally called Jurassic World: The Way of Water, with how every apex predator is proving to also be aquatic terrors. Classic T-Rex always flipping vehicles first, chomping later. The change to a muffled underwater sound is jarring in the best way, and it's a great choice to have the intense current of the river helping him out here, otherwise he was cooked. Getting a real T-Rex coming through the sunroof scene that's probably intentional. Also feels like an accurate Predator move to pounce like this. Appropriate reaction. Manuel Garcia Rulfo is selling the hell out of watching his daughter get eaten. This really puts a point on what's actually happening because that is a giant monster head snapping at them from like 4 feet away. The size and violence of the whole thing becomes immediately clear. During the chase, it's easy to be distracted by the tension, but in this moment, it's a terrifying animal with lots of sharp teeth trying to munch you. And Teresa's reaction is correct, pure terror. So do we think T-Rexes are susceptible to the sunk cost fallacy? Because towards the end of this hunt, I started thinking it was time to throw in the towel. So while some people were upset that he just walks away, I'm surprised he didn't do it after that last plunge to get the raft. Huge animals like T-Rexes have very little stamina, and these tiny snacks are making him burn more calories than they'll provide. But even if you want to ignore that well-documented animal behavior, he was stuck between the rocks and scrapes his jaw to get free. He even shakes his head and whimpers because he's in pain. I will say that I actually like that he seems to be going out of his way to terrorize this family because it's very back to basics. The T-Rex is a dick. Also, I hate doing this, but sometimes I watch those "dang, this movie is stupid" videos, and he doesn't eat them here because they're underwater and he doesn't see them. He doesn't climb up on those rocks because he's up to his neck in water, and this is a common rock formation on rivers, especially rushing ones like this. It's not a perfect scene, but if you find yourself twisting the truth, what's the point? And if you're gonna Deus Ex Machina the undamaged raft back to them, you might as well jump scare everyone.
Looks like it's probably a 513, 515. At least we're going down.
So there are A through D levels of 515s, but 515 is the hardest it gets. Nah, too confident, Leclerc. We all know what's coming. And as previously stated, nah.
It's fun, right? You're doing great. See? It's just like the gym.
Zora's a great hype man.
You're a very impressive nerd, Henry.
Flirting.
We open source it. We give it to the whole world. Nobody owns the patent, everyone has access, and tens of millions of lives are saved.
Based. And before you start yelling at me, there's still so much money to be made, just not all the money. There's often manufacturing and delivery, even the service side of having medical professionals to treat patients. It's just funny that it's always proposed as a dichotomy when there's still likely billions to be made, just maybe not trillions as the sole owner of the patent. His third pass with the hammer gives no echo, confirming it's something mimicking, but we're not even thinking about that because the Quetzalcoatl silently glides by. And the sound design of the Quetzalcoatl's chomping is epic. The look. As the writer, not only do you get to come up with fun set pieces where one character is being hunted by a giant Skeksis bird while another gets pulled over a cliff, but also your words get acted out by Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and Tony Bridgerton. Brutal reveal. Hey, pink compies, but what an unbelievably entertaining 15 seconds. He grabs the vial only for it to fire off, which is hilarious. The rope breaks and then he falls. Everything that can go wrong does. One part of me thinks, what a horrific machine. You wouldn't even be able to park it without destroying something, but a different part of me thinks, hell yeah, brother, let's flatten some dinos, vroom vroom.
You wanted me to die.
What are you talking about? I tried to catch you.
Making it sound like you're lying but not being totally obvious is an impressive skill.
She's lying.
Yeah, if she's lying, then why do you have a gun?
Because she's hysterical.
Fun fact, the Latin root of hysterical is hystera, meaning womb, and was used to let women know they had a neurotic condition related to dysfunction of their uterus. So in my experience, it's always a good idea to call a woman hysterical. Always. It informs her that she's not just crazy, she's crazy in a uniquely uterine-related way.
Then we all get on the helicopter and we forget any ridiculous stories about whatever she said.
I appreciate that he even bothers to say that, because if you remember, everything they're doing right now is a felony in pretty much every country. Attempted murder of a child is worse.
It's a generator. It must be on a timer.
The generator sounds angry.
Love this guy. He genuinely went from the only character I definitely wanted to get munched to my fave in 10 seconds. I hope hope they have Stand By Me queued to play every time the generator kicks on. Really cements that even if it's dark and scary, all you gotta do is stand next to each other. This is such a fun way to have a variation on the "it's always raptors in the end" theme, because it's just a straight up dragon. The scientists were definitely focused on could instead of should with this one.
What are they?
I don't know. They're mutant as
Correct. The creativity is king plaque really punctuates the carnage of the completely destroyed mutant lab. You really hope someone saw Unleash on their way out and thought, I guess my death feels pretty ironic. Yes, they have sharp bits that are scary, but the way the hybrid moves the car is also a reminder that these things are super strong as well. This is very on brand for Krebs. He's literally a pharmaceutical rep next to an actual operator, and yet he never thinks to hand her the gun. If this little stinker dies, I will riot. I'm kidding, of course. The second a baby animal sits like a puppy, you know it's safe unless you're watching like a Damien Leone film, I assume. I literally wouldn't know and will never know. Full offense intended. And our third, just don't look at the flying death. And even if that's why she puts the coat up, it works, because now it only sees its reflection, just like that time Lex outsmarted its predecessor? Also, beak with teeth should be illegal. Based on the Mutodon's expression at its reflection, I think it agrees. Still got them legendary raptor claws, though. Correct reaction. Aw, the D-Rex uses his old room like a kennel. Aw, memories. Also, this isn't Jude's favorite. As of right now, he doesn't consider it canon, and the main reason seems to be that the D-Rex is only in about 3% of the movie. I, however, think it's really ugly, and I'm glad for that. Great little moment of nonverbal acting here. You see all the thoughts she's going through, and one of them is clearly, is this MFer actually about to do what I think he's about to do? The density and opacity of the smoke that the flare falls into is such a gorgeous little signal to our brains that the beast is about to show up. Epic monster shot. However, it took me a beat to see this coming. What a staggering monster reveal. And the Distortus design has gotten mixed reviews, but whether you like it or not, it's definitely scary. Apparently based on Xenomorphs and the Rancor. Yeah, I see that.
But what if the boat doesn't work?
Hey, I'm not gonna let you get hurt, okay?
I used to hate that line in movies. You absolutely can't guarantee that, and you know it. But these days, if she's gonna get eaten by a monster, what difference does it make if her last thought is, aw, dang, he lied to me. That's the part that really hurts. It's the principle of the thing. And truth be told, the surrogate courage of truly believing you have a guardian angel like Duncan could do wonders for actually surviving the night. So I see no reason for nuance or honesty. So that's a straight up warthog, huh? At least that's how I drove it. Smoothie. Is that the first dino to die by gunfire? They're usually impervious. I'm remembering a few flying reptiles, but anyway, we've seen Zora the badass, but not much of Zora the spec ops operator, and boy oh boy, here she is. Krebs should have given her the gun sooner. Like a brick wall, absolutely shuts it down. Come up, and it's also brutal. I mean, technically getting swallowed alive like Leclerc is more brutal, but you get it. This has a crunch and feels more punishing. We've been building to this scene from the beginning. We know Kincaid lost his son and feels a personal responsibility to protect any children he can because of it. Zora knows as well and immediately realizes what Kincaid is doing. And I'm not saying the default for everyone isn't save the small child, it's more that he's going to throw down his life without even considering another option to protect her. This is shot so beautifully that you almost forget there's a giant abomination of nature trying to eat everyone. Plus the fun callback to Grant and Malcolm both using flares in Jurassic Park. Self-sacrifice and badass good guy. Dude just literally stared that walking tumor down. But also, based on how the D-Rex is reacting to the flare, getting away should be really easy. He can just throw it. And apparently Kincaid died in the original ending, but that sucks. And test audiences agreed, so they changed the ending, which is good because Mahershala Ali is always a win. The only thing missing is the T-Rex coming in with a D-Rex neck bite right here.
Who do we give it to?
You decide.
We'll give it to everyone.
How dare she make the decision to only allow pharma companies to make billions instead of trillions? How can she be this selfish? If we don't think of the shareholders, who will? So she's just stealing Dolores, huh? All right, that's cool. Based. Everyone's based. Everyone that survived at least is based. I don't have much else to add to this one. It's not my favorite Jurassic movie, even though some of the set pieces are actually some of the most fun. But it's interesting because even though when you list out the sequence of events, in a lot of ways it's a classic Jurassic movie, but somehow it doesn't feel like a Jurassic movie. I joked about the T-Rex not coming in to bite the D-Rex, but well, yeah, dino on dino action is one of the main draws of this franchise. It's tough because I was joking, the T-Rex showing up would have been idiotic, but the ending feels a little anticlimactic, and I talked to Jude about it more. 8-year-olds may not be the target demo, but he's obsessed with every single other movie in the series, and his biggest complaint is that most of the dinos show up once and don't come back. The dinosaurs don't feel like the stars in this movie. I think my biggest problem is the same reason it's kind of a new iteration, that there's not enough dinosaurs and too many mutants. They've always been monster movies, but the monsters had visual rules and now they're just beasts? It's another reason it doesn't feel as much like a Jurassic movie. But I do really like that they seem to be trying to step away from the precedent Jurassic World started. There are no longer any nice dinos, even by accident like in Jurassic Park. 2 and 3 mostly kept them terrifying, but once we entered the world era, raptors and T-Rexes alike were basically good guys, because genetic abominations had personal vendettas with humans. This T-Rex feels like an animal they stumbled on, and he doesn't stalk them for the rest of the movie, which is actually more realistic. I don't know, maybe realism shouldn't be the goal, because if it were me, I'd be hiding in a cave the entire movie, occasionally screaming at encroaching mutants, "Please don't delete me!" Which is a terrible segue to today's sponsor, Delete Me. But Delete Me is not terrible, the opposite of terrible even, because Delete Me helps protect you from the risks of identity theft, phishing, even robocalls and other scams, which is why I immediately accepted them as a sponsor because I barely even bother answering my phone at this point, which is why I personally signed up for Delete Me. You know what a data broker is? Of course you do. But basically they've got your information, your name, phone number, email, address, even addresses from your past, and they sell it all to companies that will pester you, or worse, and if you've been paying attention to the news lately, so much worse. People are being attacked for their publicly expressed political views. It's not a great time to have all your personal info floating out there in the ether. And Delete Me even has a family plan now, so I can protect Julia's info as well. If you want to start removing your data to protect you from the risks of identity theft, stalking, harassment, you can sign up with my link to get 20% off. And it's no joke, just look at all the places that can get your info that Delete Me can remove. And the great thing is that it's an ongoing process, not just a one-time removal. So scan the QR code or follow the link in the description for 20% off your Delete Me plan. Or go to joindeleteme.com/CinemaWins and use promo code CinemaWins at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/CinemaWins, code CinemaWins.
You ever seen a dinosaur in the wild? Because until you've done that, you're just a guy who visits zoos.